Synthetix. So Synthetix has been a really interesting creation, heavily endorsed by some big names within the investing world. Didn't do huge things in the last bull cycle, don't get me wrong, it didn't do badly, but could a new all-time high be coming for this? I think that's definitely a possibility, and I'll talk about that in this video. Before I get into that though, guys, if you're new to the channel, these are the first 26 coins that I did videos about on the channel, and in the videos I showed everyone that I was buying these coins because I just expected them to have huge profits, and you can see what the prices of all these coins were when I bought them, as well as the highs these coins hit less than a year and a half on. It was about 16-17 months, and what the profit would have been from $100 into each one. And guys, if you had just thrown 100 into each one when I released the videos about them, and then you sat on them for 18 months, and then you sold them, your profit would have been 123 grand. Not bad. Now, I sold all of these. I've been buying up new cryptos since the market crashed. These are coins that I think can do huge gains, whether it's 40x, 50x, or 100x. And I share them on my website, which is copymycrypto.com. So anytime I find a coin that I think can do, that huge kind of profit, I buy it. And I jump onto the site, I tell my members what the coin is, what kinds of profits I think it can have, and what percentage of my money I'm putting in. This means the members can copy along exactly. There is absolutely no work for the members, and they'll make the exact same profits as me. Now, if that sounds good to you, making the same profits and doing no work, go over to copymycrypto.com and have a look at the site. You'll see what the members have earned, you'll see what I've said in the past and what happened. It's all public record, so you can verify it. All these coins on this spreadsheet here were bought in May of 2020. That was, and like I said, 18 months later, we were at the peak of the bull cycle. We're kind of in that exact spot now. So if you pick the right coins, you can do very well. If you pick wrong, you're going to be very annoyed. And if you just want to copy along to me and I pick the right coins like I did with Phantom, then join me over there. Right, Synthetix. So first of all, Synthetix all-time high was $28.77. Now, look, that's not bad at all. I mean, when we're talking about where its price was, its price around 2018, 2019 was ridiculously low. When it hit 2020, that's when we started seeing it at a decent price, like the sort of more expected price point around 60 odd cents, 70 odd cents. Obviously, we had that moment of when we had that Black Swan event in March, April, where it dropped a lot. But from its inception, it's done huge gains. From sort of 2020, May 2020, not that bad. Still done 30x, so you can't whinge about that. And that's close to 40x. So, what is Synthetix? Well, Synthetix is building a decentralized liquidity protocol that basically any protocol can tap into for various reasons. So, its deep liquidity and low fees serve as a backend for exciting products on both Optimism and Ethereum. Many user-facing protocols in the Synthetix ecosystem, like Quenta, Lyra, Polynomial, 1inch, and Curve, tap into the liquidity to power their protocols. Now, it's built on Optimism and Ethereum mainnet, and SNX, Synthetix is collateralized by SNX, Ethereum, and LUSD. Enabling the issuance of synthetic assets. Now, synthetic assets is where this really has the potential to do something special, and there's been a lot of people that have spoken about it. Synthetix Network was heavily backed by Tika Tawari, which, if you aren't familiar with Tika Tawari, runs Palm Beach Confidential. This is a hugely expensive newsletter that you get. And he was of the firm belief that Synthetix is going to be a complete game changer in the crypto space. I completely understand where he's coming from, because he's coming from the perspective of this opens up the investing world for everyone. You've got to remember that when you're in if you're just in traditional markets, if you're in the stock markets, at some point the markets close and you cannot invest. Also, there's huge barriers when you're investing in the traditional markets. You've got to have, you know, a lot of times you need a stock, like you've got to deal with a stockbroker, you've got to deal with a middleman that takes money out of your pocket. Synthetix, by creating the issuance, by creating synthetic assets, could in theory revamp the whole way in which investing works. And that's kind of where Tika was going with this, is that this is a complete game changer. Now, Synthetix was kind of the first of its kind to really push for these synthetic assets. There's obviously been a number of different crypto projects that have started focusing on that. Synthetix have also created, you know, a derivatives protocol. Now, again, this is a huge area of growth within crypto. Derivatives are one of the single biggest sort of market within all of finance. Like if you can get a derivatives market within, well, we have derivatives market within traditional finance, and the volume of money that they get through in a year is about $2 quadrillion. It's staggeringly high. So that's a huge area of growth. That's why we've seen almost every exchange around open up derivatives as an opportunity for not only them to take fees, but you know, they know the volume is going to come through. They know the market. They know it's going to long term bring more volume into the crypto markets, which long term pushes money into crypto projects, and obviously then, you know, there's not a lot of self-interest there, of course. The founders of Synthetix, the founder is Kane Warwick. So it was launched by Kane Warwick under the name Haven. About a year later, they rebranded to Synthetix. Kane Warwick is the founder of Synthetix and a non-executive director at the Blue Shift Retail Network. I believe his brothers, I think it's Kane Warwick, his two brothers founded Illuvium. I've got that right? I'm sure I've got that right. I might have to double check that. Yeah, I'm sure of that. So they've got, you know, anyway, Peter McKean's the project CEO, has over 2 decades of experience in software development. You've got Jordan Montazi, who's the COO, a business strategist, market analyst, sales leader, with tons of experience in blockchain, crypto, digital payments, and e-commerce. And you've got Justin J. Moses, the CTO, who was the former director of engineering at MongoDB, as well as the deputy practice head of engineering at Lab 49. He also co-founded Pouncer. So across the board, they have a pretty significant resume between them all. And Synthetix is doing very, very well in terms of volume. You know, 7-day volume, $1.2 billion. Average daily volume, 177 million. Lifetime perpetuals volume, 35.7 billion. Lifetime fees, 27.5 million. November 13th through to November 20th. Just that 7-day. Pretty damn good. And here's the thing. Not actually tons of volume that comes through onto Synthetix on centralized exchanges right now, but they are the liquidity layer of DeFi, so you wouldn't expect it to be. You would expect it to come through the decentralized finance route, which is what happens. Total value locked at the moment across Synthetix is $750 million. Total trading volume over the course of Synthetix is nearly $50 billion. And as I said, they're powering a hell of a lot here. You've got the perpetuals markets with Quenta, Polynomial. You've got the options market with Lyra. You've got spot market with Curve. AMMs with overtime markets. You've got pari-mutual with Thales. And you've got asset management, with D-Hedge and Toros. They're growing and they're widening this quite dramatically. There's nearly 45,000 stakers now. Excuse me. Overall, in terms of holders, I'm not actually sure what the holder data is on this. Let's have a look. Let's just go on to Etherscan. I'm not bothering the others. 88,000 holders. That's plenty. That's a lot. That's a good amount given that their market cap is roughly $1 billion. And look, The growth potential for Synthetix is massive because, look, fundamentally, the two areas of growth that could bring immense volume to the crypto markets are perpetuals, whether you want to term them options, futures, derivatives. Obviously, they're all slightly different. Or Synthetix. If you can invest in a stock, now it's not stock, it's a pegged asset to the stock values. Obviously, they have oracles embedded for that. But, you know, if I'm investing in a synthetic Tesla as an example, as long as the network remains strong, as long as there's no exploits or hacks, and as long as the oracles are consistent and reliable, I'm able to invest into the stock market without actually having to deal with brokers, deal with the middleman fees. That's brilliant. The downside to synthetic assets, and it's worth noting there's a big downside, you don't actually own the asset. You don't own Tesla. You own a synthetic asset. So you don't own Tesla. You don't own any part of Tesla if you were to buy a synthetic Tesla. But this area of potential growth is huge, and fundamentally we could see sooner or later it's going to be realized by the New York Stock Exchange or whoever that money is being left on the table because of the trading times and everything else, and something like synthetic assets could be a game changer for them in terms of revenue. And it's very rare that you're going to see any sort of venture capitalists, any sort of just money men being willing to leave money off the table. You're just not going to see it. So sooner or later, there's going to be some form of acceptance of synthetic assets, and synthetics are the best positioned in that regard. Even without anything happening, even without huge volume coming in derivatives, even without a stock exchange going, we're going to look into this. Even without those significant partnerships, Synthetix is going to beat its previous high. It's just, I think it's inevitable. Because the volume that they're doing just right now is more than good enough for this to garner a lot of momentum. I can't see how this doesn't break its previous highs. Previous high is about $28, right? I think this can hit 40 pretty damn easily. That would put it at a market cap of $12 billion. That is high. But again, run the numbers. The total value look right now in a transitional market, this is not about bull cycle, regardless of what anyone tells you. The value locked is $750 million right now. The daily volume right now is over 170 million. When we're in a bull cycle, those numbers are going to fly. And if those numbers are flying, the value of Synthetix is flying. I think $40 is very, very, very achievable. To be honest, part of me thinks I'm massively underestimating it. Could it hit 100? Absolutely it could. Absolutely it could. But the big thing, again, is going to be, are they drawing in new users? And as of right now, they seem to be drawing in substantial users right now. So if they can add to this and compound this and get in a uptrend in terms of bringing in new users every week, yeah, this flies. This flies. $40 minimum for me. I think this is an inevitability that this is going to do something good. I think 100 would be a lot, but I don't think it's out of reach at all. But what do you guys think? Do you use Synthetix? Do you like the concept of owning a Synthetix? Because that's one thing I don't like. I like the concept of being able to invest in the stock market without having to deal with all the BS you deal with when dealing with the stock market. What I don't like is that if I've got a synthetic asset, it's synthetic. I don't own any of the underlying asset. And that I don't like. So if there was a way that could be resolved, obviously that would be huge, but I think that would literally require Fortune 500 companies, all the stock exchanges, all being okay with that. And then, yeah, and somehow they get their cut, which I don't quite see how that would work. But is it a game changer? Very, very possibly. I don't think Tika was completely wrong. I don't think he was wrong here. I think he was wrong about his assessment of how high it's going to get. But yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Yeah, and guys, if you just want to remove the work from your crypto investing, if you want to make the exact same profits as me in the next bull cycle, you can do. Just head over to copymycrypto.com and take a look at the site. Everything on the site is public record. You can verify absolutely everything that you see, read, watch there. Whether it's what the members have earned since being there, whether it's what I've said in the past, and what ended up happening. You can literally go through the old videos on this channel and confirm it. Copymycrypto.com is where I share my investments. Anytime I find a coin that I think can do a massive pump, I'm going to buy it. And then I'm going to tell the members what profits I think it can have, what percentage of my money I'm putting in. They have no research, no work to do, and they're going to make the same money. And again, reminder, this spreadsheet is from like 18 months prior to the bull cycle. It's exactly where we're at in this kind of space right now. So there's a lot of money to be made over the next year and a half, 2 years. If you get your coins right, it can be life-changing. Look at Phantom, nearly 700 times up from when I bought it. So if you've never got around to Copy My Crypto, take a look now. And I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.